The Daily Purge. All right, it's Monday, 21 March. That was a question. Is it March? 21 March. I hope you're doing fantastic. It is another day headed toward the end of the month. Can't believe it's 21 already. It's going to be the first quarter. Q1 2022 is almost officially over. That's something else. I'll tell you how quick this went. Isn't it funny though? I remember the years when I was a kid, the years between Christmas and Christmas were like forever. It took forever to get from Christmas to Christmas. And now it's like, oh my God, it's Christmas already again. It just happens so quick. The older you get, they say the time goes faster. I think it's because you just know more. That's all. You're more aware. You're more conscious of what's going on around you. But hey, ain't got no rush. What's up, bro? Ain't got no, I'm in no rush. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want my kids to be experiencing time flying like this. No reason for that whatsoever. Let's let them enjoy life and not worry about the things that we worry about. Whoops, random shower gif in there. I was wondering what that was. Hello from Provo, Utah. Hello, Tracy. I have a friend who lives in Provo, another friend that I used to know from Germany, from Provo, Utah. That's funny. I had no idea. So, we don't want our kids to grow up worrying about stuff that they don't need to worry about. I'm sure you do not need a shower. I always need a shower. Like, I love showering. It's one of my favorite pastimes. Anyway, we don't need our kids to grow up in fear, right? Fearing all of the things around us, fearing all of the news and the pandemic and all this other bullshit that everyone's talking about all the time, and it never freaking ends, right? But there's something that hey brother, there's something, can that fear be your superpower? Now, this is the thing. If you're accustomed to fear, of course, they say there's many acronyms, false evidence appearing real, all these different things. But fear is basically your thoughts projecting something that could or could not happen. Like, you're scared it will happen. You're scared it won't happen. You fear this will happen. You fear that won't happen. It's all thoughts. It hasn't happened yet. First of all, let's get that out of the way. It hasn't happened yet, right? So the fear that you have isn't real, number one. Number two, what is fear anyway? It's an expectation, isn't it? Right? I'm fearful of everything. Really? Very, very fearful of everything. Okay. What is fear? Fear is based on expectations, right? Exactly, Sean. Fear is a liar. Exactly. What's the best thing that can happen? So fear is an expectation, right? Fear is basically based upon thoughts that you're having of what you expect to or not to happen. So it's an expectation. What's the first rule of HIT? What's the first rule of creating space? No expectations, no cookie cutter solutions, no preconceived notions. That's how you can rid yourself of fear and make it your superpower. Say, you know what? If I feed fear, it's going to lame me. It's going to make me weaker. It's like when I was in Iraq. Some of you guys here, Sean, I know you're a veteran. There's some other veterans in here too. When I was in Iraq, we were scared shitless, but we didn't talk about it. Dude, I'm scared. Are you scared? I'm scared too. Are you scared? No one was talking about that. We didn't feed the fear. We didn't ignore it, but we didn't feed it. We didn't feed the fear, talk about the fear, talk about how bad it could be, talk about possibly we won't come back. We didn't do that. What did we do? We talked about when we get back, this and this, we're going to do that. When we get back, we're going to do this, this, and that. Right? And the way we showed compassion for each other wasn't like, oh, brother, I hope you know everything's okay. And it was like, hey, man, get your shit together, and slap him on the back of the helmet. That basically means I love you, in soldier talk, right? So we use fear to fuel the positive in us. We had to, right? Don't feed the fear. MSM feeds the fear. Exactly. What's the best thing that can happen? Okay, we said that already. So, these are the things that I think about when I go somewhere, and I don't have much fear anymore, to tell you the truth. I don't fear of loss or fear of win. I just create space. And most of you, I want to just go through creating space. If you haven't heard from the book, Unleash Your Humble Alpha, creating space is real simple. You show up wholly and fully for the person or persons in front of you with no preconceived notions, cookie cutter solutions, or expectations. You focus on the only thing that you control, and that is your intention. Creating value, solving problems. There's two ways to think about expectations. One, you have them. You get an agreement from the person you're expecting it from, if there is a person involved, and you get a yes and a confirmation, then you can have that expectation because it's measurable. Or you don't have an expectation. Because if you have an expectation that isn't measurable and confirmable, is that a word? It's confirmable, then you're going to be let down. I promise you. You'll be disappointed. And why would you do that to yourself, right? Why would you do that to yourself? Creating faith is absolutely magical. Indeed, it is. It works every time. You know how many people in the M&A space I've taught that to, and they come back and they say, oh my God, it's incredible how that works. Incredible. Because you're going to show up. I'm not worried about the deal. I'm not worried about structuring the deal. I'm not worried about how much revenue they're making. I'm not worried about how much I'm going to pay. I'm not worried about anything. All I want to do is show up wholly and fully for that person in front of me and create that space with no expectations, focusing on solving their problems. Only then, when they see in me, my gosh, this guy knows exactly where we are. Wow, this is like the person. Only then, when they've outed all of their problems, and I feel that connection, not I think I know, but I feel that I know, only then can we talk about the deal. Because for me, it's about providing a solution. That's it. That's it. And it's really crazy to me. This works, yes. It's really crazy to me how people understand it, they grasp it, but then you get in a meeting with me, and then they immediately say, in the middle of a great conversation about their grandchildren or whatever, the partner will be like, some partner will be like, so how's the revenue in your company? And you're like, where the hell did that come from? Like, what, you know what I mean? Like, come on. It isn't about closing the deal. It's not about making the deal. So this is where you got to go when you go to a place like that, right? Most people will go, okay, here's a tactic to close the deal. Here's a tactic to close them and then, get them around you and mirror and match and the disc and personality types and the colors you use and all these kind of things, right? These are all, exactly, Sean, exactly. So all of these things, all these tricks, I had 14 different sales techniques to close a person, right? It was all manipulation. It's like a stab in the chest when I do that. I never, ever, ever do that. Exactly. Right? And it's like, come on, seriously, let's relax. Here's the energy you got to have when you go into a meeting. I don't care about closing this deal. All I care about is solving this person's problems. If I can solve that problem with someone else's services, I'll take a commission from them. If I can solve it with my services, then I'm paid. If I can't solve it, I won't even pretend that I can. I will look for somebody who can, send them that way. If they hook up, then I get a commission. Real simple. Just like right now, I have a problem. I had a problem. So I have a friend who's Russian who has an IT company, a VR company in Ukraine. And he's got a partner in Ukraine. They have 7 employees or 8 employees in Ukraine right now. And they're trying to get them to America. They're a quite successful VR company, but it's hard to get out. So I know somebody in their industry in America who's the largest in America, actually. And I had him on a call about an hour ago. And now they're going to start working. Why? Why would I do that? One, because I'm helping brothers and sisters stuck in Ukraine in a different way than other people are. We're generating revenue for a Ukrainian company that can then help their employees leave the country to be safe and help their families in that country through earning more money. So I'm helping in a different way. I'm also helping in other ways with humanitarian help. I'm organizing that as well. But spot on, relaxing meetings, total relaxation, problem solving, focus, no selling, made me wealthy and happy. There you go. Because you're awesome. Oh, thank you, Tracy. So that is one of the reasons why I did it. But also, the first thing they ask after this meeting, they're like, my God, that was amazing. That was an amazing. Because the guy's like, look, I want to help you out. I want to bring you over. We're going to test it. We're going to do this. Then we're going to do that. And then if you need funding, we're going to do this. On the first call, because I see the genius. You know how many unicorn companies? Unicorns are billion-dollar companies. A unicorn, many of them came out of Ukraine, right? So why do I say Ukraine instead of Ukraine? I don't know why I say that. Like Ukraine. Me crane, Ukraine. We all crane for ice cream, whatever, something like that. But hey, big boy. So this is what I get out of it. If they do something, and when they do something, I will have a little bit of a fee up front, and I will have a little bit of equity in the company. So when they exit, when they sell, or maybe I can sell, I'll make some money, right? Now, I didn't ask for that. Typically, I will ask for that before I make the introduction. But I didn't ask for that because I said, look, Ukraine, they need help. I'm just going to do it like this. But they approached me because they're honorable And they said, what do you want? Like, send me something, please. So I sent them my classic, my classic upfront fee, sales, rev share, retainer for 2 or 3 months, and equity. Now they can take all 4, they can take 3, they can take 2, whatever they want, right? I'm not really worried about it. But why did that happen? Because the one guy came from Ukraine here to Hungary, and we met in person. I created space, listened to him, saw in him a really good person who really, really cares, who drove all the way from freaking Ukraine, was 900 kilometers, to meet me, right? And I said, okay, let me help you. Week and a half later, we're on the phone with the largest company in that industry. I'm not going to say what it is, but in that industry in America, actually in the world, the largest company in the world that does what they do. And the CEO happens to be I want to say friend, but a good guy that we talk a lot. Yeah. I haven't never met him in person. So I just hooked him up and boom, now it's going to take off. If I'd have had fear, my God, I can't talk to that guy. I didn't care. I didn't care if it worked out or not. It's about the intention of solving a problem. The Ukrainian guy and the Russian guy, they had a problem. And all I wanted to do is solve it. If I present them to this guy and they don't solve it, I'll find somebody else. I'll find somebody else. Because that's all I was worried about. I wasn't worried about money, revenue, profit share, equity, nothing. I was only worried about solving their problem. And when you do that, you know what kind of a reputation you get? This Russian guy was referred to me by another Russian guy. He used to live here. He's back in Russia in St. Petersburg. He's a high officer. He's hating life, by the way. And he said, you got to talk to Steve. Integrity, bar none. This guy will help you out no matter what. You see what I'm saying? So now he did that. I'm helping him. When it goes through, I'll get a cut and some equity, which I can then exit and make some dosh. Right? And what did I do for work for that? Not much. Right? Isn't that amazing? That's what happens when you consistently create space and add value. And do not fuel your fear. Again, like Sean so eloquently put it. Oh, I put that on there too many times. There we go. Like Sean so eloquently put it, hope is a positive expectation and fear is a negative expectation. Both of those expectations are not confirmable by anyone because it's in your mind. So you better not have those expectations because you will be disappointed. For sure. It's all about fueling fear is thinking too much. It's called excess potential, right? If you have excess emotion or excess importance around a certain subject, you're going to create that fear, which is excess potential. And excess potential always creates issues and problems. The way to stop generating excess emotion or importance to one subject matter, because then you go like this, when everything's too important, you're looking at one thing, you don't see everything else that's happening. That's how you can let go of the fear. Rigified thinking blocks opportunities. Yes, indeed. Rigified. I like that word. Is that a word? I like it. Rigified. I'm going to put that up there because I think it's such a cool word. Anyway, rigified thinking blocks opportunities, right? And it's not only about the opportunities. It blocks your ability to see what's out there. Not only how you can receive, but how you can give. Because often when you want something, you give someone that and you will get that in return. Law of reciprocity somewhere down the line, right? So whatever you want right now, that's an exercise you can do. Whatever you want right now, whatever it is, give it to somebody else from the full heart and a smile on your face and a may you go in joy and peace and see what happens, right? The only thing to fear is fear itself. Yes, indeed. I think that was JFK, wasn't it? I don't know who it was. I probably just screwed that one up. I should know that one. Come on, Tracy. The only thing to fear is fear itself. Maybe it was a general. Maybe it was Patton. I don't know. I'm really digging a hole for myself. Tracy, I hope you know who that was. Go ahead and post it if you do. All right. Teddy Roosevelt. There we go. I knew it was some president general or something like that. All right. Who said this, Tracy? You can delegate the task, but never the responsibility. Who said that? That was me. I said that. As far as I know, I made that up. I never heard it before I said it. And I never heard it after I said it either, except for people who read the book. All right, everybody. Well, that's it for today. Fear. Don't feed your fear. Remember, feeding your fear is an expectation, right? It's a thought. That's how you feed fear. You're expecting something bad to happen, right? Drop the expectations, drop the fear, and focus on what you can have, what you do want, not what you don't want. All right? All right. Indeed. Absolute pleasure, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to Stephen FM. Whatever. All right. I don't know. I'm sort of goofy tonight. Anyway, I ate some bad meat. I'm feeling pretty bad. So I'm a little bit cuckoo. Anyway, expectations have a lot to answer for. Yes, indeed they do, man. Great reminders. All right, Sean. Thanks, brother. Everybody, have a fantastic one. Signing off from Hungary. And remember, it's all about quality of life. See you next time. Tomorrow, man.